Blondeguygamer here, and what I have here is quite possibly the worst game I actually own, and that's Sword of Sodan. I mean, the other games I played before this, Alien 3, Perfect Dark for the Game Boy Color, Xenosaga, Evil Dead Hail of the King, Phantasy Star Universe, those were nothing. Those games really just annoyed me more than anything. But this? It's the definition for bad in every gaming aspect. The funny thing is that I already knew this was garbage. I saw a couple reviews of this already before I got this, most notably from Spunky's and Uridane Tree. But every single time I saw this at my pawn shop, it kept looking at me like it was some kind of dog wanting to be desperately brought into a home, and yet no one would adopt it. Except when you bring this dog home, it shits in your shoes, destroys your furniture, and then proceeds to set your house on fire. I don't know why I got this. I guess maybe it's like, hey, I can review this game, and I even have it in the box, no less, because apparently I'm a dumbass collector like that.
Speaking of the box, let's take a quick look at it, because it perfectly showcases that we're in for a real treat. From the front, you have some guy and an anatomically incorrect woman jumping at three generic bad guys from the castle in the distance, apparently. I also love how the artwork only takes up a third of the front, and that's not even on the cartridge. But in all honesty, besides the woman's proportions, the cover art isn't that bad. Talk about a waste of someone's art, though. But the best thing about the box is the back, and oh boy does it have some of the most pathetic attempts at attempting to market this piece of shit, and it makes it hilarious. Revenge is best written in blood.
Yes! Revenge! I shall have revenge for... Wait, revenge for what?
Fly or die. Dodge the rising spikes.
Yeah, good luck dodging those. You'll see why later.
Sweep the streets with a sword of fire.
Because the sword of ice is not nearly as effective, but with it breaking every time it hits something.
Heads will rock and roll. Slice and dice the infinite zombies.
Oh boy! Infinite zombies! My favorite! Except this isn't something like Left 4 Dead or Dead Rising, it's a bad side-scroller hack and slasher. Crap.
But those are just the headlines. Let's take a look at some of the so-called features. 7 challenging levels of terror and mayhem.
Replace challenging with aggravating, and you might be right there.
Battle bloodthirsty foes such as fire-breathing zombies, warriors with spikes, swarms of demon insects, and armored militia.
Wow, these have to be the most generic named enemies I will have to face in the game. Seriously, warriors with spikes? What are those? Warriors covered with spikes? Yeah, nice use of grammar right there. Oh, and armored militia? That's the best you're going to come up with? Ugh.
Digitized sound effects. Hear the screams of your fallen foes.
Or at least to the best of the Genesis's sound capabilities. And being a port doesn't help much. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is actually a port to an Amiga game that came out 2 years before this.
The original game was a fairly successful Amiga game, and get this, it was made by 3 people. It's quite sad when those 3 people did something a million times better and competent than EA and Enterprise Software did. Yes, EA didn't actually make this port. Oh no, they only committed half the sin of publishing this game. But that sin of being responsible to bringing this on shelves is still a great one. I guess it's not a surprise with EA's name all over it and being the trademark EA Genesis cartridge that it is. It's probably no surprise that EA forgot about this game and never will remember it again. Or want to.
Sorry, got a little sidetracked. Let's get back to the features.
Collect magic potions and learn their spells.
That's actually a legitimate feature. Again, you'll see why later.
Dual role-playing. Battle Zora's minions as hero or heroine.
And it's here in the box that we get the only mention of the main villain of the game who we're getting revenge on. And dual role-playing? Seriously? Yeah, that's a stretch. That's like saying in Double Dragon you dual roleplay as the Lee brothers. Or hell, we'll top that and triple roleplay in Streets of Rage.
And finally, 3-level background and graphics for 3D action.
3D action my ass! This isn't an isometric view or anything. Hell, Golden Axe is more 3D than this.
I guess what they meant was that there are 3 layers of graphics, giving a sense of perception. But even back then, it's not something you would consider 3D. That'd be like me drawing something in MS Paint and going, "Darn, this is 3D!"
Wow, just wow. I mean, I can't believe how badly marketed and explained this is. I mean, who in the right mind would think this looked good back then? Dude, this game looks totally awesome, man! Check out these awesome graphics, it's so bloody. And it's even in 3D! Heads will rock and roll tonight! Yeah, just ignore that vaguely inspired character. Anyway, the box is so bad that it's just hilarious, and it actually makes me wish I had the manual too, just to see if it's as bad and, well, to see if it actually explains any backstory. But enough jibber-jabber about the box and having no manual. You're here to see the game.
At the title, we get the credits from Enterprise Software.
Huh, that was a quick game.
Okay, it's just a credit roll if you leave the title alone for a while, but having the credits at the title is never a good sign. At least we do get to see who is responsible for this mess. All dozen of them or so, with half of them being producers thanked for and greeted? What the hell does that mean by being greeted? Then these demon insects or whatever start to piece together the scoreboard for the Hall of Fame, or Shame as it should be called. Fuck it, let's just start already. Okay, we can set the number of lives and the difficulty. If you choose less than 7 lives and have it on normal, then you're even more masochistic than you already are by playing this. Then we select between our dual role-playing heroes. We get a sense about starting our quest. We check our toilet paper roll map, even though the castle we have to go to is straight ahead. And finally, we begin!